Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. My name is Devon, and I will be doing a collective message today. So, with that, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Alrighty. So, I'm still under the weather a little bit, getting a little winded, but it's all good. I like to think of it as the universe making me take a time out because I was ready to get some things moving, and spirit was like, not yet. So sometimes when we get sick, that's why. Anyways, maybe some of you are dealing with like physical symptoms, ascension symptoms, being sick, something like that. If so, if you're worried about your health in any way, definitely seek out medical professional assistance. I'm not offering medical advice. We talk things spiritually and energetically over here. All right. Now that we got that out of the way. Oh, yeah. Okay. We've got the base chakra, the first chakra. It sits at the base of the spine. The color's red. It has to do with how we relate to our physical world. So this is safety, security, stability. It does have to do with our finances, and we've got financial constraints. So this could be providing some anxiety right now. Which it's understandable when we're dealing with money issues. It can be, it can provoke some anxiety. Um, that being said, I feel like you're being asked to release urgency around it, which makes sense on why I was saying that about being sick. Because especially with if you're watching this in real time when I post it astrologically, there's stuff going on right now that is like it's time to move. It's time for action. Get moving. Let's get going. Let's get this ship in gear. Let's go. Um anyways, I got sidetracked with ships having gears. Anyways, okay. Back to the message at hand. Um it's really this like let's move. But it's one of those we're being guided in this energy right now because a lot of us have experienced just being so energetically drained and just like forever being put in this holding pattern by the divine, and then all of a sudden the energy lifts and it's like, okay, it's time to move. And so it kind of brings it forth from that anxiety place of I need to do this now because I might not have the energy for it later, so I have to do this now. It's an urgency around it. And what we're being asked to do is to take a beat, take a pause, take a breath, and allow the energy to just fully be there and know that it's not going anywhere. There's a huge shift. If you're resonating with this message, you were probably part of the collective that went through the quantum shift. And there was a quantum shift that happened like at a mass scale for the collective. And it was at the end of the year of the snake, the beginning of the year of the fire horse was like a month ago, I think. Not even actually. Maybe it was. I don't know. Anyways, time does a weird thing. So it's relatively recent. And so what is happening is a lot of us quantum jumped, but our physical reality isn't quite showing up yet. It's not really, showing up in our finances quite yet. It's not showing up in some of these other areas that we would like to see the physical evidence of it. And so you're being guided to take a pause, stay patient, and trust the process. And if you're getting that insight and that guidance to move and to get things going, make sure that you're taking the action from the place of divinely inspired action versus that kind of lack mentality of I must do this now because I might not have the energy for it later. So it's kind of this period of like, yes, it's time to act almost. Um, okay. What else is going on with this? Okay. Okay. Hmm. So, all right. I was wondering. Okay. So, let's see here. All right. Was that in verse? No, it wasn't. We've got door to spirit. And so I feel like you're really being guided to continue to go within, continue to do that inner work that you're being guided to do, continue to get the guidance from within versus externally. Um, okay. So, and I feel like you're also being guided. Is that an overactive crown? Underactive crown. Okay. For some of you, what you could be experiencing right now is we kind of go through these like phases when it comes to accessing divine guidance and things like that. So you could be going through a phase right now where you're not getting as much of the insight that maybe you were getting. Maybe you're not seeing as much of the synchronicities and so on and so forth. Sometimes when that happens, it's because we're actually in the sweet spot. We're actually in alignment. So we're not going to get a bunch of guidance of how to get into alignment if you're already in alignment. And so sometimes that is an interesting part of the journey where it's like, okay, I'm not getting all of these signs and the synchronicities that I was getting, and it's because you're actually more in alignment now than you were. And sometimes it's normal to be like, well, everything's more quiet. I'm not, sure of this next step, but you actually are. And that's where taking, some time and pulling out of those anxious thoughts and things like that and really tapping into the now moment is really going to help you to see that you actually are in alignment, and then from that point you're being asked to do something. So, okay. Then what we've got that's very interesting is the way that I set these cards down, it wasn't intentional. Okay, we've got broken heart, cornucopia, hostilities, yin yang in the world. Okay. So the yin yang card is my divine counterpart card. This is also talking about balancing the masculine and feminine energies within us. And I am picking up both threads here. So for some of you, this is going to be a literal other person. For some of you, this is balancing those energies within the self. And for some of you, it might be both. What is happening is by balancing these energies within yourself or moving towards your divine counterpart, there is an element of balancing your root chakra that will take place once you do that. Once you fully balance these energies or move towards your divine counterpart, it's like a final balancing that will happen. And for some of you, you are being called to do something in the public eye. Whether it's, a YouTube channel or being on stage, writing a book, doing some, podcasting or, motivational speaking, whatever it is, there's definitely a call to start speaking your truth in some way and sharing your creative expressions with the world. And with that, what that's going to help you do is to bridge this gap between this balance energy within and seeing that balanced energy in your physical world. And so for some of you that is going to include another person, and for others of you this is just an internal process that's happening right now. Um with that, we've got, it's kind of interesting. Okay, so we've got broken heart, cornucopia, and hostilities. So the cornucopia card is my manifestation card. This is really manifesting and living your dream reality in whatever way that is for you. We all have different versions of what our dream reality would look like. And it's because that's where, our soul is talking to us and sharing with us what it would like to experience in this lifetime. And so you're really having a lot of these internal dreams and stuff really coming up the surface right now because you're getting ready to be able to live that in the physical realm. What that could be doing is bringing up some heart healing that is being called to take place. And also, this can be internal hostilities. So this can be like the inner critic getting really loud, doing the whole you can't or whatever, just whatever naysaying the inner critic is doing right now. That can be part of it. The other part of it is you could be experiencing hostilities with people in your physical life. And so if you're on the brink of bringing in a divine counterpart union, that's going to be kind of a normal part of the process. Um, and then for some of you, what's going on is I'm getting that you're in a relationship with somebody that is not your divine counterpart, and you're realizing that that relationship isn't, maybe it looks good on the surface, but it's now that you've got more of the awareness of what a relationship could be like, could feel like, could look like, it's just not cutting it anymore. And so for some of you, what's going on is you are kind of debating with whether or not you want to end that relationship or not. Um, Again, I'm getting for some of you, it looks good on the surface, but it, I just heard it doesn't feel good. So it's one of these things, maybe it's just, maybe it served a purpose. Maybe it was, it was good for a while, and then you ascended, basically. Like you went through some sort of spiritual awakening in some form or fashion, and now you're realizing that maybe that's not exactly in alignment with you and with where you're going with this dream reality that you're really aware of now and that you're wanting to anchor in. Okay, so um I paused it to get a drink really quick. And then I was basically told that from this point forward, we are going to look at this message through the lens of counterparts. So if you do not resonate with that journey, feel free to stay and listen if you would like to. If not, um, that's all good too. We're gonna take it and really look at it through the lens of the counterpart energy though, because that's what wants to come through for the rest of this, for the rest of this here message. Okay, we've got, I'm being told to look at where they're at. Interesting. Okay. So we've got three of the seven chakras out here. We've got the base chakra or the root. We've got the fifth chakra, which sits at the throat. That's our throat chakra. Governs our truth and speaking our truth. And then we've got the seventh chakra, which is the crown. What's interesting is earlier, sometimes if you have an overactive crown and you're not grounded, it can cause anxiety. But I got, for whoever's message this is for, that's not what's going on. It's actually more of the opposite. So what I'm picking up is that you might not be getting the divine guidance to the point that you once were. And so there's a couple things here. One, it phases. And the other thing too is it can be seasonal. And so just kind of start paying attention to that. Is sometimes it'll be like in spring and autumn, the connection to spirit really picks up. And then in like summer and winter, it can kind of quiet a little bit. And take, and it just varies. It's a personal thing. So kind of pay attention because you could be going through a season. The other thing that I'm really picking up for this message is that you do have a potential romantic union with your counterpart here on the table. And with that, there is a need to communicate about it. I'm picking up a no contact situation, and yeah, there's definitely the need to speak about it. Um for some of you, you're worried that when you speak your truth to this person, you're going to be met with hostilities from this person. And just picking up the energy, I don't feel like that's something that you really have to be that concerned with. I mean, it's understandable. It's a worry or a fear, but I don't feel like it's really something that is actually going to happen. Again, it's gonna vary. It depends on the situation, depends on the other person, so on and so forth. But in the energy that I'm feeling right now, I feel like that's more of just a worry. I don't really feel like you're gonna have to deal with like this hostility energy from this other person. I feel like this isn't a very understanding person that you are being guided to communicate with. And there's something with communicating with this person that's going to help you access more of your divine self and more of your divine guidance. And for some of you, you are going to work with this person um in the public eye in some way. Okay. And then we've got community over here. And it landed on cornucopia. And so I feel like this is something that you are also pulling in is just a different community, a community of people that are more like-minded, that kind of understand the journey that you're on, that you've been on. Um yeah, and just more of a supportive, understanding, uplifting community. And with that, there is a level of heart healing that is taking place and that will continue to take place once you really allow yourself to fully go towards this dream reality and really anchor this in and open up to meet new people and meet more soul connections and more, people who are just more on your level. Not saying it's better than or worse than or anything like that. It's not a comparing thing. It's just, from a different perspective, from living life from a different way. There's a definite level of heart healing that is going to take place and continue to take place once you allow yourself to bridge these two worlds. And that's something that's really interesting with the way that the cards kind of initially came out, is it's like the financial constraints card, the patience card, the anxiety card, and the first chakra came out, and then door to spirit came out kind of in the middle, and then it bridged this gap down here. And it's one of these, like, by allowing yourself to communicate with this person and go after what it is that you truly desire, that is going to help you to really heal your heart, to really lock into this dream timeline, to find a different, more supportive, uplifting community, to not really deal with these hostilities energies as much. They're always there, but it's one of those, the less you engage with that dynamic, the less it is prevalent in your reality. Okay, so I paused it to get another drink really quick, and then what I heard for some of you is you are feeling a little disconnected from your counterpart right now energetically, and that could be part of where you're not sure what to do. Yeah. Okay, if you've been watching these messages for a while, I was talking about a union window that was open. And then I just asked if it's still open for you, and it is. So whenever you're watching this message, it is still possible for you to reach out to your person at this time, reconcile, reconnect, whatever it is for you. It is possible, it is here for you. And that could be part of where some of these signs and synchronicities kind of stopped, is because now it's like the ball's in your court. Um, it's literally up to your human self to take some of these actions necessary to communicate with your person. And so it's one of those, now it's up to you. Um, and so you're being guided to, yeah, yeah, I was gonna say go within and really listen, but I feel like you've been getting the signs and synchronicities to reach out. So now it's just kind of one of those, like, it's up to you. This is what's on the table for you. This is what you have possible for you if you choose it. And now it's really at this spot of you choosing it. And we've got the indecision card. And so I feel like you're really just kind of, I just saw a really funny visual. So it's like a crossroads energy, like this path in the woods. And I saw, like, I saw a masculine get like a camping chair out and is like, I'm just going to sit here for a little bit. And so it's like you're just kind of hanging out at the crossroads, debating on whether you actually want to do this or not. Um, and then we've got man holding a coin. And so this is a masculine energy that is wealthy, and something that kind of came through with that visualization of a masculine energy at a crossroads is it's almost this energy of like, well, I'm going to sit here and wait because this is the energy I want to be in before I go down this road to my counterpart. And so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait until this happens. And then it's the energy of like, you can do that, or you can go ahead and just start walking down that path towards your counterpart. And this is naturally a byproduct of it. Um, because it just shifts it will shift your energy to a point where, a lot of blocks and things like that will be like instantaneously released from your energy system, and then you will be able to manifest from a totally different place. And then we've got all tied up in journey. And so I feel like this is really saying that, it is going to be a journey. Walking the divine counterpart path is a journey. It's a journey back to self, it's a journey to spirit, it's a journey to alignment, it's a journey to your dream timeline. And that's all kind of a byproduct of energetically what happens when you choose to do the work that you are being asked to do, as far as internal work, healing, so on and so forth, and really aligning with that core part of yourself. This is a byproduct of it. This dream reality is a byproduct of doing that work. And because you're on a divine counterpart journey, a part of your journey here is to show others how good life can be in love as well. It's not just about, being in alignment and having miracles manifest for you in the physical realm. It's also about showing how truly peaceful a relationship can be, how harmonious it can be, how evenly yoked and uplifting and fun and all of that, but also peaceful and calm as well. Um, just kind of the opposite of like a super karmic connection. And then we've got all tied up, and this is really, this is talking about some of those attachments, some of those old ways of doing things that are no longer in alignment. And so you could be still in this energy where you're like, well, I need to release this and I need to release that, and I need to be doing things this way before I can reach out. I need to be doing things that way before I can reach out. And just understand that that's a lot of limiting beliefs that are coming up. That's the inner critic coming up with all the reasons why it's not time to do this. When I feel like you've really been getting the messaging that it is time, and it is, you're ready for this. Whether you truly believe that or not, you are. You wouldn't be in alignment with this other person and able to communicate and reach out if you didn't do some of those necessary preparation steps, as far as, having a spiritual awakening, going within, getting divine guidance, so on and so forth. Whether you're open about it with a bunch of people or not, it's the fact that you've gone through these internal experiences and you are ready to have, I just heard, the sacred union that you desire. You're ready for it. And, it's your dream life, your dream community is here as well. It's all intertwined. It's all like connected in a way. And yeah, there's just something very, very energetically important about you connecting with your person right now that is going to help both of you really take things in life to the next level. So that's just going to vary. Um, but it's here for you. Okay. Well, with that, I can go on and on about this energy, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave this here for now. I feel like we got the message out. So I'm wishing you all the best. Just know that you do have an amazing potential for you if if you choose to do it. I'm hearing you will not be disappointed. So Alrighty. Well, with that, if this resonates, you can let me know in the comments below. I would love to talk to you about it. You can also hit that like button. It does help out the channel, so thank you, thank you. And if you would like to see more from me, you can hit subscribe. It is free, and I will see you on the next message.